Hello and welcome everyone to this episode of Let's Chill with EarthBound, where as always our main focus is to take this time for ourselves to simply unwind, relax, maybe even go to sleep. Maybe it's the end of a long day for you, or maybe somewhere in the middle and you just need a little bit of time to yourself. And you should be grateful to yourself for doing that. Not everyone is willing to give themselves time. We've found ourselves in the quiet cave of Talah Rama, who has encouraged us to go outside and learn the teleportation skill, which will be very handy in our adventure. Last time we went through the very colorful city of Moonside, which turned out to be an illusion created by the Mani Mani statue, which has been mentioned several times throughout the adventure so far. It seems to have finally been destroyed by Ness and Jeff. And then we got a call from Apple Kid talking about, he said he invented a new yogurt machine. Trout-flavored yogurt was the only flavor it could make. And coincidentally, we were approached by the maid, Electra, who is Master Pokey's maid, and she was specifically seeking trout-flavored yogurt. And then we were finally approached by a monkey from Talah Rama's cave here, who encouraged us to come visit him, said it was time here in the desert. So we did. We went through a lot of trading with the monkeys to get down here. Now here we are, ready to continue our adventure. I hope you've made yourself comfortable, as comfortable as you can. Having made many trades with the monkeys, it's much easier exiting the cave than it is going through it. No surprise there, right? Follow this way. Mole never learns. Okay, teacher's demonstration. You can learn this, you can go anywhere you've been previously. Instantly. It can be used in a room or underground though. Just runs in a straight line. It's very Back to the Future. So I went to Foresight and returned. This is the basic straight course. But you can build up enough speed while turning if you have enough room. So we will try it. And actually, if you press nothing, Ness will just run down the road, and that's all you have to do. He's a natural. So with that, we now have teleport. And can go, as the monkey said, we can go anywhere we've already been. So we actually, if you remember, there is a shop in Winters. That, for the moment, hold on. Yeah, this is the Bubble Monkey's fiance. Went to visit Dr. Andonitz's lab, but he hasn't returned. Now we can't cross Lake Tess. Worried that the mad doctor will use him in a crash test. I don't know if I would call Jeff's dad a mad doctor, but he certainly seems to have other priorities with regard to safety. Yeah, just enough room to get out of there. So we make our way back to Fourside. Now with the yogurt dispenser in our possession, we can talk to Electra here. Who just takes the entire yogurt dispenser from us before we can even answer. She offers to make us some and says that we should drop by her room on the 48th floor. So that is what we'll do. All in an effort to try to go see Mr. Monotoli. The fact that Electra's room is on the 48th floor means we should now have access to the other elevator. And indeed, away we go. This very suspicious sounding music. And it hasn't become any less suspicious. Let's see what we've gotten ourselves into. Oh, we found a robot. It's asking for a secret code. I don't know any secret codes. So we've been attacked by the Sentry robot. And they fire bottle rockets as well, just like Jeff does. But they do have a chance of failure. It's a bit unfortunate that I bought the baseball bat for Ness so that he would hit more often. And seem to be having a little trouble with that. But no matter. We're going to try to keep Jeff pretty healthy here. Those bottle rockets can hit pretty hard. Oh, that's okay. Another Sentry robot. And they're all basically the same. And Can't actually go in the restrooms. I mean, not that we really need to, but just to show that you can knock on the door. Try to avoid some of these encounters. And we are looking for Electra's room. And it is not this room, it would seem. We will take the sudden guts pill, which, again, I don't feel those are particularly helpful. Perfect movement. I think it is possible to avoid that robot, but it is very difficult. And we're not going to worry about it. Looks like we've found Electra, who hands us some trout-flavored yogurt. And seems to be confused about how Master Pokey treats her. Confusing his disrespect for kindness, basically. But with that, we are free to move on. Unsupervised to try to find Mr. Monotoli's office. And we have run into a strange robot who speaks in noises, apparently. It turns out it is a boss fight with the clumsy robot. This can be kind of a strange battle, really. And I've always found that it's not a terrible time to just go ahead and use this bag of Dragonite that we got from the desert cave. And it also has a tendency to avoid the big ball rockets, so we'll just use Super Bomb. Using the bag of Dragonite turns whoever uses it into a dragon for a turn. And since I pretty much only ever use it on bosses, I can't be certain if it hits everything on the screen or just what you aim at. You can see we did about 700 damage to this little guy. And that's the attack we don't want to see, is the missile. Because the missile does a large amount of damage. Much like it's basically a super bomb. Fortunately, the clumsy robot also has a chance to kind of waste his turn. I don't think I realized that he had a psychic shield. See, he Eats a sandwich to max out his hit points, but all of a sudden some guys rushed into the room. It's the Runaway Five. Lucky ducks behind the robot. Flips the switch and it stopped. Loser robot was very easy to stop, apparently. And then we win. Just like that. Yes, an interesting fight. I'm not sure if there is a damage threshold you have to pass. Or maybe just a number of rounds. I really don't know. If you do, feel free to let me know in the comments. I would be curious. So we speak a little to the Runaway Five. Says he thought he heard a girl's voice nearby. Perhaps in the next room, so there's a familiar looking person. What? Who is already pleading. He said he wasn't Mr. Monotoli in Moonside, but we've found Paula, who says she's fine and believe that we'd come and help her. But also that Mr. Monotoli isn't a bad person. We should listen to him. Says he's become weak since he lost the Mani Mani statue, and then he's apologizes for kidnapping Paula. As Paula rejoins the group. It's great to have her back. And now Monotoli will tell us everything. Statue creates an illusion, attracts evil spirits and weakens your heart. So he decided to hide it in Jackie's cafe. But he heard messages while in the illusion, including Ness's name. Stop Ness and do so by your own hand, or don't let them go to Summers. Make sure they know nothing of the pyramid. Sounds like Gigas was perhaps telling him these things. So since they don't want us to go to Summers, we should probably go to Summers. It's across the ocean. And Mr. Monotoli is going to give us his helicopter. Well, that's very kind. I don't know how he expects us to fly it, but it's the thought that counts, right? Must go on, Ness. This is your destiny. So yeah, Paula rejoins us. And as far as I know, yeah, she doesn't rejoin at the current level of the party, but that's okay. as before, she will catch up in due time. Yeah, let's go on a helicopter ride. That music is familiar. And Pokey is in the helicopter and is already making fun of us. He's getting out of here since Monotoli is back to normal. As Pokey hurls insults and flies off, or goes off once again. Perhaps we'll find him somewhere down the road once more. But now it looks like we're taking the long way down. Hold on. Paula needed a moment there. She says to get to Summers, we need to go back to Threed. Very well. The Runway 5 are still here and offer to take us to Threed on the tour bus. We could teleport, but why not take the chance to ride on the party bus at the Runaway 5? Stop in here and grab that vital capsule on the way out. And go ahead and give it to Paula. We're getting a phone call. It's Apple Kid once again. Says he has discovered the primary enemy of you and of all humanity. To fight and defeat this being, but to do so we need to invent a machine called the Phase Distorter. And Apple Kid will be looking for Dr. Andonuts. A very short but meaningful phone call. Well, we can get you an autograph. Turns out it doesn't matter which option you pick, she always says the same thing. What do these guys have to say? A lot has happened to me. I have to try and sort it all out. Thinking is tough. This elevator's going down. It's interesting that they chose not to let the Runaway 5 music keep playing on the way out of the building. Maybe it was just a small oversight. And if you try to leave, you will be escorted onto the bus. away we go. The Runaway 5 drive a little bit faster than the local bus. But that's okay. I don't see any speed limit signs in the desert to worry about. And we're back in Threed. Says, sorry that they couldn't do more for us. That's okay. So yeah, they're always on our side. So we're having a tough time. Just think of the songs. Imagine Runaway 5 singing somewhere far, far away. Why did we need to come back here? Must have forgotten some important item or gadget. That is kind of a hint. So with that, I believe that is the last time that we really interact with the Runaway 5. But it won't be the last time we see them. Yeah, now that we're back in Threed, as far as I know, the people's dialogues haven't really changed. But if you remember, any gadgets that we may have forgotten here, there's only one that comes to mind. The very same one that brought Jeff to us. And it was irreparable before. However, it seems the townspeople helped us out. Thanks for every little old thing. Well, yeah, let's have Jeff take a look. There. Now if we board the Skyrunner, will take us back to Winters. They can modify it to get us to Summers. Go, machine, go. So let's enjoy the ride. So here we are in Dr. Endonet's lab, immediately approached by a couple monkeys' wife. Says, thanks for taking care of my husband the other day. That they finally got married. Briefly talked to Bubble Monkey and says, so you passed by a cave north of Stonehenge. Don't you ever wonder what's inside? Well, if you recall correctly, there is a sanctuary location in there. Bubble Monkey says we're gonna get out of there because they're still newlyweds. And away they go. If we talk to Dr. Endonets now, tells us that Jeff wets his bed sometimes, but other than that, he's a good boy. Thanks, Dad. And the doctor once again mentions the cave north of Stonehenge, but this time he says the locals call it the Rainy Circle. And while we're looking in on that, Dr. Endonets will take care of the Sky Runner for us. And his caveman pal over here will sell us some premium items, really. Beef jerky is a very good healing item for the price in particular, but we won't need any of those things. This could be a reasonable place to stop. However, the cave is just right here. So why not? We'll go ahead and take on this sanctuary location. Make for a good finale for the episode. This is the 4th sanctuary location. As we are attacked by a shroom. Shroom indeed. And he is resistant to freeze, if I recall correctly. And if not, that's okay too. A couple of big bottle rockets from Jeff is just about the most that most enemies can take at this point of the game anyway. And we don't like seeing spores, but this battle will likely be over before too long anyway. Jeff's Paula rockets are very strong. I have doomed myself. It's okay. It's okay. Got a little unfortunate, but I believe we are very close to victory. It's nice to have Paula back. as we get a boatload of experience points. Ness learns a new life up. Paula gains a couple levels. Big IQ boost for Jeff. Now, before we go into this new cave, I think I would just briefly add that this area is probably my favorite sanctuary in the game. In my pursuit of learning how to be more chill, I've been reading a few books lately and listening to some podcasts. I think one thing I've learned from Jack Kornfield in particular fits especially well here, with just a little bit of extra meaning coming from me. In life, we will all experience an ocean of tears, fed by waterfalls of thoughts and rivers of consciousness. Many tears will come from times of hurt, but for all the pain and suffering we go through, there are even more moments of happiness and wonder to behold for those who are truly paying attention. Indeed, without one, the other would be meaningless, and both concepts would fall apart. I encourage you to take this moment, if you can, to consider and remind yourself that not all tears come from suffering, but that its very opposite can be just as impactful, if not more so. As Ness catches a whiff of chili, just for a second. We record the sound of the rainy circle. Well, that seems like a fitting place to stop to me. So, I hope by now that you've found yourself a little bit more relaxed than when we first started. Maybe you've even drifted off into sleep. So I won't talk too long. I will just say thank you, as always, for being here, for taking this time for yourself. And we will be here every Monday and Thursday with a new episode. Another opportunity for you to chill, unwind, relax, maybe go to sleep. So until then, take care. We'll see you soon.